Yes, we're starting. Um, Hello. I, yeah, I don't know. Let's just do this. So, disclaimer: if you're watching this, I'm pretty sure future me is watching this because he's showing it to someone, whether it's his kids or whatever. This is not this. My songs here, like these songs that I mentioned here, are absolute garbage. So, um, it's not like this tier list is not based on how it sounds. Sometimes it will be, but I'm pretty sure it's gonna be rare because all of them sound garbage. But it's gonna be based on the idea that I had for each song and each, you know, for each song and each project. So it's more of if this actually sounded good, the idea behind it. You know, this is more based on that rather than based on like what it actually sounds. Because like half of these songs are like absolute garbage and you should never listen to them. But anyway, okay, let's start with the album because I have the over here. I had the tier list of the actual songs, and here are just the projects, just to get started with, like a little, warm up and everything. So let's start with unreleased album. I'm gonna put, I don't know. I mean, it's alright. Like I liked the idea. I like the idea because like it had a bunch of different themes and like let me see, what song did it have? Take my turn. Yeah, it had a bunch of different themes and it had a bunch of like cool things that you had a bunch of I don't know how to say this. It just had a bunch of different emotions. Like we got the sad ones like mental, reminiscent, non-existent, which is also a storytelling song and everything. And I just liked it. It felt like a collection of the emotions, and plus it was like starting off. So I remember recording. 9 of these songs were recorded in a in a phone, so they sound terrible. But the only one that wasn't recorded in a phone was "Take My Turn," which was like when I got them a mic or in a different place. Is it a different place in this thing? Yeah, "Take My Turn" in a different place, and "Love the Letter" is recorded on the mic. So that's it. It's all right. It's like I kind of like it. I kind of like it. My life. Oh, my life. Like my life is unreleased because I actually it transformed into another, like it was supposed to be another EP or album, and then it transformed into Paradox. But half the songs in my life, because my life was supposed to be an album, like a at least 13 tracks album, but then Paradox has like I think 8 9 tracks. But yeah, so the idea of it, because the idea was it was that I don't even know if it was to tell the story of my life, but it was just like as I said, a collection of half of these are collections of emotions and stuff like that. But the theme overall was like I liked it, like what it was going to be, what I was trying to do with, like I put really good. Identity. It was the first mixtape. It was the first project that I actually released, and it was just it was all right. I prefer unreleased album because I feel like it had more variated, emotions and everything. Identity was just more of more of the same songs. Mess, reflecting, alcohol. It was just more of how I was feeling. It felt like more like a diary rather than actual, like, pack of emotions. So I prefer unreleased album over identity, like in based on concept. Family, man, family is probably the best idea that I've had. I'm gonna put it on peak because it's like what I was trying to do with family. I was working on that album for months, and it didn't come out perfectly, but there are some songs. The highs are really high, even though the lows are really low. But the highs are like some of the best songs or like lyrics that I come up with. So yeah, Ice mixtape. I think it's good. I think I liked. Okay, I'm gonna put. Is it? Because like my life is like more complete, but Ice mixtape is like more focused. But I like Ice because it was. It felt everything here just feels like the same things, but I don't care. I'm doing it for fun. Ice is more like because identity. I think Ice is kind of similar to identity, but Ice feels more confident, as in it had a bit more of a focused vibe, because it felt Ice. Because like I think it's the instrumentals that felt like I was, feeling cold. No pun intended, but it felt chilly. So I feel like that's why I called it Ice. So Paradox. I mean, I find it ironic how this album is the only one that actually I would say sounds the best out of all of these, like the most quote unquote polished sounding. But it just feels empty. So I'm gonna put it on. Yeah, it feels shallow. It feels like there's no salt in that album because it feels like I was just doing the same thing over and over. there are some really good songs that I really like December. December, I feel like December is one of my favorite songs, but it still felt, I don't know, it still felt empty or shallow. But yeah, this is my EP and album. Funny, there are no EPs, it's just mixtapes. I missed. Anyway, now for the actual songs. Now I made a mistake here. So because I can't go back to edit the tier list and everything, we're gonna have to live with this because like the only songs that we're missing are the ones from Paradox. So I included every single song from every single album, blah blah, blah and single, but not from Paradox. So I might do that later. I might just not. 42. Man, I've made 42 songs. That's insane. That's insane. I just realized. But anyway, wait. Let's mix things up a little bit because everything is a little too organized. That's the thing. So let's just shuffle a little bit. I don't even know if I'm gonna mention which album or just thing they're from because I'm looking lazy. But yeah, some of these are singles, some of these are from. Yeah, okay. So let's just mix a little more, especially here on top. And there we go. Okay, Mental. I Here's the thing. Mental is one of those songs where it just feels like I am recycling the same lines over and over because I think at least 30% of the songs are just the same thing. It's just the sad boy vibes. So because of that, I'm gonna put it on It's Alright. I feel like I'm gonna put every song that is like that over here because it has no overall theme. It feels like a diary. Get it, guys? We'll get to that later. Judged. I think Judged is pretty good because here's the thing. Judged was my first song that I ever recorded on the phone, like or at all, and I still feel the gut wrenching feeling of having to, because it's a 4 minute song, and like it's a 4 to 5 minutes. How did I have the courage to even do that? Because you know like I wanted to put it here in terms of sound, but in terms of idea, it's like I like it here because it's I feel like it's an impactful song to me, not only because the lyrics, I think the lyrics are pretty good because it felt like this right sweet spot between this is garbage and I'm going to people are gonna not like it and everything, and this is the starting point for me to get better. So I knew that I was going to record this one for some reason. I don't know why. I just felt like, okay, this song that I'm going to write, I'm going to record, and I'm going to start from here. And so I put Judged. Wait, is he still recording? Yeah, it is. So I wrote Judged because the lyrics are it's a paradox because the lyrics are about being judged, and so that's how I felt whenever I was recording this. I was like, so I was in this sweet spot, like this thermal shock between hot and cold because I knew that when I was recording it was garbage, it was horrible, but the lyrics kind of kept me going because that was how I was feeling there. So I feel like in terms of the most pain in recording this song carries the trophy because it was my first song, and because the lyrics are exactly what I was feeling while I was recording because I knew it was gonna be garbage. So I'm gonna say pretty good because of how impactful it is for me. Compromise is pretty good too. Like I think Judge is gonna be peak. I'm not peak. It's just like gonna be at the top and pretty good because of the way it carries. But Compromise is good because it's about Ernesto, and it's about how I was feeling. Because I wrote this because sometimes I write songs about events that happened a long time ago, but here in Compromised, it was happening. So I felt it. I really felt it because it was about a friend of mine who was drowning himself in drugs, and because wait, did I feel like I missed a song, right? Oh no, I did not. Okay, so it's about who's drowning in drugs because of a girl, and so I was just like, man, we haven't talked in a while, and just know I'm here for you if anything, and I really like it because I even sent it to him after because we made up, and so now we're good. But I even sent it to him, and he was like, man, I don't know what to say and everything. So that was really cool, even though it sounds garbage because from the first album. I like A Different Place. I'm not gonna put it peak, but I liked A Different Place because it was I don't even know if it was my first storytelling song, but it was, I think it's the first song that I recorded when I got the mic, because when I got the mic, I was talking to this guy who was also like my driver at the time, the driver that was hired at the time, and so we would vibe to music, and we would have the same taste. Usually, sometimes we wouldn't, but it would be really cool. And him and I were talking about like, oh man, what if I rap? What if I da da da? And then he's like, oh okay, like that would be cool. And then I got the mic, and now I was like, you know what, let me write about him. So I wrote about him, and then I yeah, I sent it to him, and it was like, hey, this the kind of this kind of garbage, but keep going, you know. Okay, we got changes. Changes. What is changes? Changes is, oh, I mean it's all right. Okay, it sounds better than. Cause here's the thing. The idea, it's more like, I like the idea. The lyrics are pretty good. I think the lyrics were much better than Mental, even though it was the same thing. But the hook was horrible, bro. I remember the hook was horrible. Na, 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 na. And I kind of almost voice crack intentionally. I remember. Wait. Na, 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 na. It was something like na, because I wanted to like sound. Ooh, I wanted to test my vocals and stuff like that. But it came off. It came off really short. It felt really short. But the lyrics are like more elaborate than Mental, even though they're the same theme. But yeah, and the instrument, I really like the instrumental because I picked it. It was a with Larry type beat, and it was from H3. Shout out to H3 man. I think at least 10%, if not 20% of these beats are from H3. So yeah, Bond. What is Bond? Bond is. I mean, wait. In terms of content, I think Bond deserves to be here. But I was really off rhythm. I was, as I said, like at least like a bit of it is gonna count as like what it sounds like because of how garbage it was. But Bond was like, I like the thumbnail because I drew the thumbnail. It was like two hands and they were both tied by one red string. But Bond was really cool. What was it saying? What was it saying? Oh, I just remembered. Oh, I just remembered a comic that webtoon that I read a long time ago. It's called Destiny, about the two red strings and stuff like that. But it ended at chapter 52. But anyway, back to it. I mean, it's alright. Like, yeah, Bond. It's about a friend of mine. You know, just about me appreciating him being there and everything. I made like 2 songs about him. I think 2, if not 3. I don't remember. Not doing okay. Okay, I'm gonna put peak. Why? Because I feel, number one, it sounds really good. I like the instrumental because it's like a 1 minute instrumental. I don't know why I have a thing for intros being 1 minute because it just feels like you can say it just like, okay, this is a definite, this is what the starting point of the album. So you're gonna have to put every single emotion here and culminate it into like less than 2 minutes. And I think this actually sounds good. You know, like when I listen to it, I actually, because I am on beat. The lyrics are good, and my voice delivery is pretty good too. And yeah, I feel like this is really solid. I shouldn't put peak. I should put solid, but whatever. Anyway, reminisce. I like reminiscent. I really like reminiscent. I gotta put absolute, yeah, because like this is one of the few songs that like I listen to, not because it's not because it sounds good, but because like first of all, I think the beat just carried me to the sky, honestly, like a skyscraper, because it's so good. I love the hook is really good because he puts the who made this beat, Jules. He puts Walls by Ollie in the hook, and it's like it just feels nice, and the instruments are really good. The key is nice, and the drums are really, they're pretty open, and I really like those open drums. They're not too open, but open enough, and I just feel like I pour a bit of my emotion into this, even though it's another like categorical song, but it just, because it sounds really good, especially the instruments, because I love the beat, and I felt this beat, I felt the song, so I'm gonna put an absolute T on it because of that, and I keep listening to it over and over. Not it's not okay. Yeah, you guys get the idea. Staying Up was gonna be amazing. Like I remember Staying Up is one of those unique songs to me because it's a very whispery song, and I really like the beat. It was made by Izoki. Shout out to Izoki, and it just felt cool, you know. I wonder if anyone's watching. I doubt anyone's watching this. Come on, if you're watching this, I'm sorry I can't see the chat, but but hi, hello. Staying Up is really cool because I really like like what I was trying to do with it. It was whispery, and it felt calm. It felt, you know, I feel like one of the songs that you could fall asleep to, you know, because I was whispering like, and I was like on beat, like it had a lot of syllables, but I had to like You know, I forgot the lyrics. I think trying to save myself. I don't know how to do it. Trying to be myself, but I'm listening to music 7 days by myself. Made me think so much. I feel like my mind like is becoming abusive. To myself, and then I think. And look at me. I look at the yeah. It has a lot of syllables. I don't know why, but it feels nice to the ear. But the hook is like, cause the hook starts really good. It's staying up all night. I can't. Staying up all night. I meant. And then like it just like, the rest is like, cause I try to keep my voice like na, 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 but I wasn't able to sing that well back then, so it felt really short. But yeah, I really like staying up. I'm gonna put peak because of everything else but the hook. Not doing it. Should I put it on? Yeah, I think. Yeah, I'm saying I think it's better than not doing okay. Quit, quit is insane. Like I think this is the point. I think quit is like the breaking point between this was like a few misses in terms of like how it sounded, the timing, and everything. It was the point. Was the first song that was like, oh my goodness. So this is what it feels like when a song is like, okay, no matter how much I listen to this, it sounds solid. It sounds not professional, but it sounds like it was recorded properly. So because of that, I'm gonna have to put in peak. But I prefer not doing okay. But quit is like one of the songs that I don't plan on releasing it at all. It's actually one of those unreleased songs that it's one of the songs that I don't release it intentionally, not because I didn't like it. I really like quit, but it's just because I want to keep this to myself, because of how proud this made me, and started and this. I think this is also the point where my mixing skills started to level up, even though I was just in EQ. But we don't talk about that. Breaking, bro, breaking. Okay, I gotta put breaking in pretty good. Or peak? No. Breaking isn't pretty good because I would put in peak, but breaking. What I like about breaking is how much pen like how much content I have in breaking because I had the courage to put two beats from the same producer and they're both free for profit, even though I don't get profit from these songs. Like what am I doing? But I have the ball. I had the balls to like just write so many verses because breaking is I think my longest song. Breaking is 5 minutes and a half, and the transition. I gotta say that I kind of coached with the transition because as I said, they're both from the same producer, so it was kind of easy to and they're both like based on like dun 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 dun. So it was easy to put like the last note of the first beat with the first note of the and the transition. Okay, I gotta say it was pretty good. Even though I prefer the first half in terms of like vibing, the second half is more. It's less because breaking the first part of breaking has a hook, but the second part doesn't. It's just me spazzing out. But I gotta say, I had the courage to just like pen like write a lot, you know. The pen game was horrible, but it was. I was trying. Reflecting. What is reflecting? Oh, reflecting is pretty good. No, I gotta say it's kind of peak, because okay, the beat was kind of the beat. To me, it's the beat. I'm gonna be so for real. The beat carried this one, and because it's another song like mental. I feel like mental's the base like for all these kind of songs, but it felt felt really sad. It felt the vibe, because mental is more like reflective, but if mental is reflecting, if mental is oh wow, my fucking gosh, if mental is like thoughtful and reflective, then reflecting is like really sad. Because I think this reflecting is inspired by maybe Tonight by Evan B. So I was really inspired by that. Demonstrate. Wait, how long have we been doing this? Hold up, we've been doing this for 18 minutes, and it's been 12. 12 Oh, it's gonna be a while. Okay, demonstrate. Nah. I gotta put demonstration on Absolutiano. Why? I only show demonstration to like 2 people. I'm never releasing demonstration because it's kind of brutal. As in, I diss people, man. Like I was so edgy back then, and to me, what makes the song like really funny is the fact that the mic was peaking every other second because I was shouting, and I didn't, and the mic was really sensitive because I had a USB mic, so it was really sensitive, and I couldn't control it with an interface because it wasn't compatible with one. So it was like no, and it was so bad. Not like it sounded like so bad, but like my delivery was good. The lyrics were crazy, bro. Not even it's not even about the punchlines. It's more like about just because I remember when I was writing demonstration, I was really upset. I was really mad at someone. And so I was just like, I wrote two paragraphs and I was like, you know what, let's keep going. And so I made a whole song and I dissed like two people. No, three. I dissed four people. That's damn. Wait. Yeah, just four people. Crazy. I mean, in terms of dissing, I mean consistently, because I took shots at a lot of people I knew. So this, I'm never releasing this because this is like, yo, this is if this leaks, I'm cooked. I'm kind of cooked. What if I gotta put an absolute T on it. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. No, should I put on? Yeah, okay. What if I? Cause it's it's another quit situation. Except that I actually released it, but then I put it privately because emo boy. Wow, sad. Tiano sad. But I really like What If I Can't because it's this was another quit situation because it was one of the first songs that I was like, oh my goodness, I can actually listen to this. As in like, because quit is more like, oh this is cool. As in like, oh I'm starting to sound like What If I Can't was like the point. I was like, oh my goodness, so I can actually sound like this and not cringe at myself. No, quit was the not cringe at myself point. What if I can't just like sound good? Like I can listen to this consistently, and not even to boost my ego. I just generally like it because it felt, it felt raw. Because I was it was in February last year that I wrote and recorded to this, and it was like midnight, and because I was really upset that I lost a notebook, and so I was just like, man, what do I write about? So then I just write about that, and I really like, and the hook. I mean, the hook is there's a pre-made hook, but I kind of go well with the hook, because I go soft and it just feels nice. And yeah, I gotta say, one of my best songs. Non-existent. I gotta say, I gotta put on peak. Should I put mine on quick or reflect? Yeah, I'm gonna put it. Okay, in terms of lyrics, I'm gonna put it here, cause non-existent is more of a song that is like, you know, it's one of those songs that it feels it's about so non-existent is about a girl that was always imaginative in my head, like the perfect girl in my head. And I asked, as in, man, would you date me? Would you just want to hang out with me and everything? And we would just be free teenagers together, and it's about that fantasy of just wanting to be with someone that wants to live freely and wants to just do dumb teenage stuff with you. So yeah, and the beat is really good, made by Jules. Make Me Cry. I remember Make Me Cry was such a good, like, I loved the beat, but then it just, like, I milked it dry because I repeated it so much. I'm gonna put it. It's better. It's better than Bond, but not better than. Is it? No, actually, it's better than Changes because the hook of Changes is just so bad. Take My Turn. It's nothing too crazy. It's nothing crazy, As I said, the beat is really good. It's made by Jules. Yeah, Jules H3 and Freak Van Vorkum. Yeah, I think that's the name of the producer. Sorry if I not pronounce these guys right, but these are the three like main producers that I actually really love to get their beats and put it on. Just a breakup song. The hook. That's what's making me hesitate because the hook is just. If it was just about the hook, it was. I would put no. I would put it here because it's just so bad. Because it did not know how to stack vocals. I know how to stack vocals now, but I never put it to practice. But like before, it was like really bad. It was really bad. It doesn't mention my mixing skills were. I would put it here. I mean, it's alright. Like, yeah, but the lyrics are really good though. The lyrics are really good. But because Take My Turn just feels like another shallow song. But man, yeah, I'm gonna just put it here. When You're Drunk, it's really funny. When You're Drunk has the same beat as Take My Turn, but I really like it, so I'm gonna put it here. Wait, not doing okay. No, it's not better than that. It's right in between these. I'm gonna put it here because When You're Drunk is about this girl that I had a crush on, and it was long distance, and she was not, often texting me and not available, but she was often drinking. So I really, felt abandoned, and I felt like she wasn't giving me, you know, the affection or the intention that because it's long distance, and I never had actually met her. So I was really upset because the only way that we can communicate is through online, and not even there you're available. You know, so which is understandable. But yeah, I really like this, and it's the same bit as Take My Turn, and my mixing skills are much better. But yeah, Uncle. Anyway, okay, so Unclear is one of my worst songs I've ever recorded. The hook, yeah, the hook is really bad. Because the melody is good, but this vocal stacking, because it's like I'm doing this deep voice and I'm doing this high voice, but it just doesn't correlate well. It's really bad. It's horrible. The lyrics are pretty good actually. You know, like when I'm upset, I drink water. I'm not some alcoholic drink of wine. When I was like, it's just like I compare people who intoxicate themselves with substances rather than doing something constructive. Nothing. Okay, nothing was fire. I'm gonna put nothing like up here, bro. Nothing is not. It's not better than nothing. Bro. Nothing is fire. I gotta say, nothing is fire, bro. I think I'm. No, I'm gonna put it here. Fuck it. I'm gonna put it here because nothing is just so. I was drip like I was pumped when I was listening because nothing has that it's an NF and NF Hobson type beat, I think. Yeah, it was made by Pendo, and I was listening to it and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna try to pop up in this song because my the lyrics are kind of weak, but the hook is like it's kind of bouncy. Trying to be free, trying to do what I can say before my payday. When I come in and say when I get in the zone, everybody will screaming rain day. Say what I can, say what I want, cause that's what motivates me. It's like na 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 na. Na. It's like it's bouncy. I like it. I remember stacking like 5 vocals, and I did not know that you had to pen vocals back then, because so everything it sounded like it was peaking like every other second. But it was I gotta say like it's really nice. It's like nah, 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 nah. It just pumps me up to me. So I'm gonna put it in Absolutiano. One of the it's like it's kind of it's pretty it's kind of fire. What's next? Mess. I really okay. Mess was inspired by especially the instrumental. I really like the instrumental. I found the beat, but who made the beat? I forgot. But the Mess. I think it was by Azoki. Yeah. So Mess. I was listening to the song by Ivan B. It's story writing, yeah, and I really liked it because dun 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 because it's a sample. But I listened to Mess and the instrumental was really similar. It was bum 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 bum, and I was like, oh my gosh, I found something similar because I really wanted to write something like that. So like I really like the bounciness, but yeah, Mess is. But like the lyrics though, yeah, the lyrics are kind of weak, kind of weak. They're better than. Okay, I'm gonna put it better than Changes. Not as good as Make Me Cry, but yeah. Next, next, bro. The beat was so fucking good. The beat, oh my goodness, the beat. H3 cooked, H3 cooked. The beat was so good, but the mic was peaking every single second, bro. It's actually really bad, but dude, next was man. I even forgot about this single, and even the thumb. The thumb was really. Wait, do I have the thumb next? PNG. I think I have it. No wait. Do I have the thumb? Man, where's next? Hold on. Next, next PNG. Do I have the MP4? No. What? I don't have the. Dang it! Wait. Next is a single. Hold on. Let me try singles. No, not here. These are my most singles, the recent ones. Singles, the Center Project, Backup Team Music, Bond. Oh, where is it? Bro, where did I? Others. Yeah, I'm not sure. Because I remember it was. Yeah, you know what? Screw it. Let's go to the channel. I'll should I? Yeah, screw it. Yeah. Tiano. Music. Okay, so I think I have like 5 subscribers. I don't really care about that. 6. Oh, okay. Okay, so these I only have 2 songs here, but my other songs, Paradox, singles. Yeah. Next is over here. Yeah, here's When You're Drunk. What If I Can't? But yeah, I don't know why, but I drew this, and it just felt cool, you know, because it felt simple, but it felt really like, you know, felt awesome. This is Bond. Yeah, this is the one I was talking about. I really like it. I'm kind of proud of it. What if I can't? One of my best songs. But yeah, let me just get that out here and go on. So next is the I was trying to spaz off, and I kind of did, but but the mic picking was so funny. I'm gonna put in wait, compromise a different place. Should I put it on peak? What I was trying to do, yeah, what I was trying to do here was pretty good. I'm gonna put it. I'm is it? I'm gonna put it on. Yeah, screw it. I was gonna put it here because it felt ambitious. Yeah, that's what I was trying to say. Next felt like really ambitious. It felt like one of those songs that I wanted to. It felt like I think next was the prequel of Bleeding for My Pen. But yeah, I loved Letter. Ooh, the lyrics were really good. I like this. I like the lyrics here because it's about three girls that I really mistreated when I was younger. So, and each one of them know each other or are related to each other. But I'm not gonna disclose that. But yeah, I really liked it. So, okay, and the instrumental. What was the instrumental? The instrumental was "Lay Here" by Will Lowry, because I felt like it. I felt like it was a really nice instrumental. Pull me. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm gonna put me down on absolute piano. Why? I'm even gonna have the balls to say it's better than What If I Can't. Why? Why? Because I wrote "Pull Me Down" when you know, this tiny thing happened, and then I went to my room and I didn't think. I just opened a new page, and I just started writing a lot, and then like not even after the third or fourth paragraph, I got the mic and I just started recording, and it felt raw because I actually was in that moment of that emotion. Because usually when I record, I record like weeks, if not months, after I write the verse. Because I don't know why, but "Pull Me Down" was the most immediate one. Like I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's the most immediate song that I've written because I just needed to release a lot. You know, it was actually very similar to Demonstration because it was similar to Demonstration because it was that immediate thing. As in like, oh, I'm feeling this something really intense, but instead of anger, it was sadness and like resentment. So this is why "Pull Me Down" is one of my favorite songs, despite the mic peaking a couple times. But yeah, Imperfect. No, just no. Imperfect was my first song that I released on YouTube, and it's just like it was more like I'll never write the perfect song, and I'm stalling and everything. But I already did this with Judged. I feel like Judged has a stronger message because Imperfect focuses more on just the creation process, whether Judged focuses on the result, which is a consequence of like releasing. So Imperfect is not it's not that good. Dear Little Sister, weak. I gotta say it's really weak, but like I like what I was doing here because okay, the hook was made by Puppy and Maddie on the beat. I forgot the name of the producer, but uh, the hook was really good. I guess it fall apart after everything we've done. Cause okay, the song was I'm pretty sure the song was meant to be like about a love love and a girl that I was used to fall in love with, but then she broke up with me. But I'm pretty sure, but the lyrics of the hook really aligned to me with my sister. That sounds creepy, but wait. It realized me with with my sister, not because it doesn't sound like directly a romantic love. It just sounds like because my little sister moved away with her mother, and it felt like I was splitting apart from her because our bond is gonna be less strong because we're not gonna be able to talk that much. But yeah, that's pretty much it. That's pretty much why. To a lost friend. To a lost friend is so good, bro. No, actually, I think. Oh my gosh, I think I'm gonna put either top of peak or nah. Screw it. Screw. Because it's right. Because these two are actually from the same album. They're both from Family, and yeah, screw it. I'm gonna put it here because To a Lost Friend is the better version of Compromised. It's more polished. It feels more raw and it's more direct. You know, and the beats was really good, especially the hook, the pre-put hook. Is that a word? Pre-put. It was like, and I feel like I'm falling deeper, got me falling forward, got me falling forward, falling deeper, it got me falling for you, got me falling for you. So I really liked this. I really like this thing, this song. It's really good. Right, they're right next to each other because of the vibe and because they're in the same album. Yeah, that's why I think Family is like my favorite album, because Demonstration is a single. What If I Can't is a single. Reminiscent is from technically two albums, because I made a remaster. Okay, so Reminiscent comes from a different place, not a different place. What the fuck, the unreleased album. But I remade. I loved it so much that I made a remastered version, as in like I re-recorded everything, and I put it on. Which album was it? I think it was Ice. It was Ice. And Nothing is also from Ice. But yeah, the yeah. Hold on. Moving on. Bleeding from my the idea was, because Bleeding from my pen. What the idea was for me is that I'm gonna put it on. I'm gonna put it right next to Next. Get it, guys? Because I feel like Next was more intense and more like punchy, but Bleeding from my pen was more reflective. Because the idea for me of Bleeding from my pen is the heart. The heart pumps blood, and so when I pump blood, like when I'm feeling something, I bleed with my pen. Like the blood goes directly to the pen, and then I write. So it's just writing for what I'm feeling. It's not really thoughtful. It's more just like emotion. So that's what the idea of Bleeding from my pen was. But I find it really ironic because I feel like Next did a better job at being a Bleeding from. I feel no, not even that. I feel like Next is its own version of Bleeding from my pen, but it's more aggressive and more like yeah. Because I was like, I'm peaking. The mic is peaking. Yeah, and I prefer the instrumental of Next. Diary. I liked Diary. It was pretty good. I don't know if I should put. Yeah, fuck it. I'm gonna put Diary better than. No, yeah, Diary is yeah, Diary, because here's the thing. The idea of Diary, I would put it in Absolute Tiano if the song itself wasn't so like underwhelming, because it's if Diary is and Bleeding from my pen are like like they're like yin and yang, because Bleeding from my pen is the feelings and Diary is just the mind, because of like thinking about reflecting on life and everything. But the actually, because I have two diaries so far. Diary number 2 is from Paradox, which I forgot to include in the freaking thing. But it feels like, I think Diary is really cool. I don't even know when I'm gonna make Diary Part 3, but yeah, I really like Diary. It's really good. It feels Tiano-y, if that makes sense. Deserve You. What is Deserve You? Ooh, Deserve You. I really like Deserve You. Yeah. I'm gonna put it on. I think I'm gonna put it on Absolute Tiano, because it feels. Wait. No, it's right below What If I Can't? Because Deserve You is a song about two people. The first verse is about one friend, and I even made a remastered version. Because the first verse is about one friend, and the second verse is about a girl that I used to date, and it felt like it's like it was an apology letter, and Deserve You is basically like, I don't feel like I deserve the love you're giving me because I'm treating you really badly. And I really like that, because it felt, like the first verse is like, you ask me if I'm okay, but that's a question you don't get. I don't deserve your time and love. I don't deserve your respect. You often give it to me, but then I ignore all your texts and I throw away my phone across the room and write instead. Lie in bed, think about the past words that you told. No matter how much time passes, seeing you never get sold. Last thing I want to see is seeing your friendship unfold. You open up your heart to me just for me later to be cold, and stuff like that. So yeah, the first verse is about a friend of mine who I was like really excited to hang out with, but then whenever he'd say no, I would hang up on his face and then throw my phone across the room because I was so upset. And the second verse is about as I said, the girlfriend I had at the time, and how we started really well, but then we started to miscommunicate, and I started to feel like we weren't dating and everything. This is the same girl of Just a Breakup Song, by the way. But yeah, past love. I found it interesting because I remember I wrote Past Love. I wrote 3 verses, And when I started to record, I realized that there was no space for a hook because I was planning to put a hook. So I just compressed everything into. Of course, I could have expanded the instrumental, but I was too dumb to do that at the time. So yeah, past love is like a story about like my first, not my first. This is the I don't even know if she counts as a girlfriend, but first reciprocal love that I've ever experienced. Like the girl that I liked liking me back, you know. And I really like it. I like the storytelling. So I'm gonna put it not on absolute 10. I'm gonna put it on peak. Over here, yeah, over here. It feels appropriate. It feels appropriate over here. Um, brother. Ooh, brother is so good. Cause brother is a is a better version of Bond. So I'm gonna put it on peak. Where do I put it? Staying up. Cause brother is the yeah. I'm gonna put it here. Cause brother is the better. No wait, something's up. I don't think staying up is. Wait, I'm gonna rearrange this later. Actually, I don't think because brother is about the. It's about a friend of mine, one of my closest friends ever, if not my closest friend ever, moving away because we spent so much time together. But then, uh, you know, we started to realize that he was gonna move away, and then yeah, this is my letter to him because I remember talking to him, and then he was really upset, but he didn't want to talk about it. So then I just wrote this letter, and I recorded it, and yeah, it was really I really like it, and it's the hook is not too bad. It's a shame, I know it hurts. Being apart from you's not something I'm used to. You're living first. Na 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 na. So yeah, it's not too bad. Could be better, but yeah. Alcohol. Okay, alcohol felt like those good ones that felt short. Like I really was trying to convey that emotion because I was really upset about something, but it just didn't feel deep, and that's why I'm gonna put it here. I really like the beat though. You never knew. Oh, you never knew. Oh, you never knew me. One thing I love about You Never Knew Me is how different the take on instrumental is. So I think I'm gonna put it on peak, or should I put it on absolute? Yeah, screw it. I'm gonna put it on absolute piano, because it's not better than Deserve You. Yeah, I think it's better than Deserve You, because the beat was something very different from what I usually do. It wasn't hip hop e. It was more like pop e, you know. And it's a letter about my sister, and I really liked it, because it's just I was writing this in a hotel room, and I was just tired of arguing with her and everything, so I just wrote this, and I really liked it. I spent the whole night in that hotel room listening to the beat while recording, not recording, while writing the song, and I really liked it. It felt appropriate, I really liked the, the song. It's really cool. I think it's just a different vibe that I usually do from hip hop. Okay, last row. Reason. Reason. The beat of Reason is so good. It's one of my favorite beats that I've ever recorded to. But my delivery was so. I don't know why, but it felt like I was trying to force myself. Because this is the thing. Reason is one of those songs that I feel like Reason is a better version of Imperfect, but it still falls short. I'm gonna put. Yeah, I'm gonna put it here. Because here's the thing. Reason is one of those songs where it's just like trying to trying to do better and record better, but I just couldn't for some reason. It wasn't my voice. It wasn't my delivery. I think it was my mix. Yeah, I think it was my mixing skills because it just sounded whack. And I was what I find beautiful about Reasons is it's a judged and imperfect paradox, because it's like one of those songs that fuck, I can't think. It's one of those songs that I feel like, you know, I'm writing about the thing that I'm struggling with, but I'm struggling with the thing while recording. So it's like the perfect combination for me. But it just, yeah, it feels short. Lonely. Lonely is no. I'll put it no. Yeah, just no. Because the hook is so bad, bro. One of the worst hooks I've ever done. Not even the thing is that the difference between the hook in Lonely and the other ones like Unclear and stuff like that is that I wasn't even trying with Lonely. That's the thing. It felt it's one of the songs that I just felt shallow and felt like it needed salt, and it was just not it. It was just not it. I'm sorry, but the beat was fire though. I mean, I said this to everything. Of course, the beat is fire, Tiana. You pick the beats. But anyway, Hypocrites is really good. Oh my goodness, I remember Hypocrites. It's about two people that I'm supposed to be really close to, but they're not. You know what? You know what? I'm gonna put it over. Hold on. Yeah, I'm gonna put it on Absolutiana. You never knew me, Hypocrites. Yeah, Hypocrites. I'm gonna put it here, right between What If I Can't and You Never Knew Me, because Hypocrites is one of those songs. It's one of those songs that I'm like, man, I it sounds really bad, but okay, it doesn't sound horrible, but it sounds because it's from Ice. So Ice, I was already like in a relatively pretty okay quality in terms of quality. But Hypocrites, the lyrics to me was just really cool, especially 'cause I love verses that whenever the first verse and the second verse, the first few lines, they are because they're like similar or they just change a few words. Because Hypocrites was like, I remember I have written endless letters to you both. You will be surprised with the words that I chose. Keep telling myself to forgive you because the past is that past, but I can't seem to cope. The past is something that I dearly hold. You've ruined a child that was full of hope. Both of you are hypocrites who tell me that it's all okay, like I don't remember what you told. And the second one was, I remember endless letters to you told. You will be surprised with the words that I chose. Keep telling myself to forgive you because the past is past, but I can't seem to cope because the past is because the past is something I dearly hold. You ruined the child that was full of hope. Both of you had to have such a tendency to destroy everything. That makes me feel like I'm home. So, and the first verse was about someone, and the second verse about someone that we were supposed to be very close to each other, but I just can't see myself being approached with those people because the hypocrites. They promised things to me that did not fulfill my needs. So yeah, haters really good, bro. Hater, nah. Screw it. I'm gonna put hater on Absolutiano because it just I liked the energy there. It's one of those songs. I feel like a hater is a better nothing. You know, you never knew me. Yeah, haters right here because hater like nothing is a hype. Nothing is like really hype song and it's like bouncy, but hater is more like it's more focused. It feels like I got laser vision, And there's some punchlines that are kind of, but there's some punchlines that was pretty good. Um, and the flows of Hater were like I was flowing like a river, dog. Cause like man, uh, nobody's gonna save me, so safe from him instead. Ever since I was a baby, I knew I was meant to get out of my bed. Instead, I lie down when I'm wasting my time and I trying to find out what I'm meant to be. I see all these cowards who stay for 3 hours scrolling on the couches without making feats, bro. And then I start to like be more choppy. I don't care for the competition. These haters bout to listen. These beats that I may wait for the yeah. Yeah, like I was in terms of flow. This is pretty good. This is pretty good. This is like yeah. And I really like the beat. Take a shot every time Tiano says he likes the beat. But anyway, trust issues. Trust issues is okay. I mean, like, I got, but the hook. Okay, the hook is better than just a breakup song, because it's more smooth. It's less rough. Na 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 na. Yeah, you get the idea. It's more smooth. It feels less because like just a breakup song feels like I was trying to do a different. Because trust issues was kind of following the melody, but deviating just a little bit. Just a breakup song felt like it's a rough, rough communication with the thing. But yeah, wait, Dear Little Sister. I think it's better. I think it's better than just a breakup song. Honestly, Make It Out. Make It Out is like in terms of sound, it's pretty good. It's pretty good, but it's like as I said, it's another mental song. I was trying to make new flows. I was trying to do new things. So in terms of experimental, it's pretty good. But yeah, mental. Family. Ooh, Family is pretty good. I think I'm gonna put in peak. It's not Absolutiano worthy, but it's pretty good, especially because okay, because of the quality, I'm gonna put it over here because like it's actually pretty good. The hook is this, but everything else was really cool because I especially like the beginning because it was I was doing that edgy thing like yeah, and like clearing my throat and like get something yeah that rapper is gonna spit some facts when he clears his throat and especially the beginning of the verse it was like deep breath. Always reminiscing on my regrets. I remember as a kid going to recess, wanting to have friends, but they would always reject. And like the deep breath, regret. It was like I remember I was singing, I was yelling in the background with a lot of reverb. So I was like, deep breath. Always reminiscing on my regret, and it's like okay, it's not that aggressively, but like it felt cool. It felt like a cool intro, you know. But yeah, unclear. Yeah, that's it. That's pretty much it. Okay, now let's do a little refinement. Let's do a little refinement, guys. Okay, unclear, absolute garbage. Absolute garbage. Just know imperfect, lonely. Damn, that's a lot of like compared to the freaking thing. Just know imperfect, lonely. I think yeah, I think this is pretty good. Okay, let's try reason. No wait, make me cry. Alcohol, mess, changes. Okay. Yeah, I don't know how to do this actually. I don't know how to rearrange this. Take my turn. Trust issues. I think mental deserves to be lower than trust issues. I'm so for real. So is bond. Bond is lower than little sister. Changes. Did I put mess over changes? Why? I think it's because of the hook, right? Or is it just the sentiment it carries? No, I think changes is better than mess. Take my turn. Take my turn is it's like worse than trust issues, but better than mental. I can't put the freaking thing. Yeah, screw it. I'll just wait. Hold on. Worse than trust issues, but better than mental. Yeah, there we go. Just a breakup song. Reason. Made me cry. Alcohol changes. Mess. Trust issues. Mess is a bit. Yeah, trust issues is better. I think trust issues is better. Changes. Alcohol. Yeah, there we go. Judged. A love letter. Uh, breaking. A different place. Compromise. Make it out. Judged is like is supposed to be there. A love letter. Breaking. A different. I think a different place is better than breaking. Because the breaking is just like me trying. I was trying too hard on breaking. Compromise. I make it out. Compromise. I think compromise is better than a different place because it feels more. Yeah, screw it. I'm gonna put it on. They're right next to each other. I'm gonna put it right here because compromise is like more personal, and a love letter is more like romantic and stuff like that. We got peak. So let's try this. We got peak. Yeah, let's. I gotta zoom in a little bit. Yeah, this is much better. Why did I do this before? Wait, because it's tier list. Okay, so diary, family, next. Okay, quits, reflecting. Quits is better than reflecting. When you're drunk. Not doing okay deserves to be like more up. I think. Not doing okay, yeah, deserves to be. Should I? Yeah, screw it. I'll put it here. When you're drunk, staying up, brother. I think brother's better than staying up, but not better than when you're drunk. Non-existent, yeah, non-existent is here. Past love. I think non-existent is better than past love. Bleeding from my pen. Next. Not doing okay. Yeah, I think this. Yeah. There we go. what was that? Demonstration. Absolute Tiano. Let's go. We got demonstration. Pull me down to a lost friend. What if I can't? Hypocrites, hater. You never knew me. Okay, nothing. Reminiscent. I think reminiscent. Oh man, I think reminiscent. This thing in terms of lyrics, you never knew me is better than reminiscent. But in terms of like vibe and stuff, reminiscent's better. We got demonstration. Pull me down. Okay, demonstration's not peak Tiana. I mean, it's absolute Tiana, of course, but like it's not the best song ever. Pull me down. I think Pull Me Down is probably my best song. To a Lost Friend is better than demonstration. Even though demonstration is like really funny. I think it's really funny like how edgy demonstration is. What if I can't is better than I'm not gonna put demonstration in the bottom, of course. What if I can't? I think hypocrites is better than what if I can't. It's more personal. But what if I can't is more solid and polished bars. Hater. Oh, demonstration versus hater. Hater is more of a vibe. I'm sorry. I think demonstration is gonna be at the bottom. I'll be so real. You never knew me or demonstration. Demonstration is so cool though. Reminiscent versus you never knew me. Deserve you nothing. Demonstration is better than. Here's the thing. I think I'm trying to compare it to personal lyrics and stuff like that. You know. Reminiscent versus deserve you. I think deserve you is better than reminiscent. Honestly, the beat carries reminiscent a lot, but the deserve has better lyrics. You never know me. I think you never know me deserve the spot. Demonstration. Here's the thing. I don't know why I'm having this conflict with demonstration, because it's so funny. And yeah, screw it. I'm gonna put it at the bottom. Nothing. Nah, demonstration is not better than nothing. I'm sorry. Okay, there you go. Hater. Yeah, yeah. I think this is it. I think this is it. There we go. Yep, that's it, folks. Let me just like take a screenshot. There we go. There, that's the tier list, guys. These are the tier list. Wait, let me put them right next to each other. Put in split view. There we go. And wait, can I? I could have just okay. And over here, yeah. See, guys, no Tiano album is absolute garbage. Yeah, whoa, whoa. Okay, there we go. That's the tier list. I hope you guys enjoyed. This took me an hour. Damn, bro, that's crazy, bro. I had fun. I had lots of fun. I don't know about you guys, whoever's watching, but I had lots of fun. Anywho, I it was fun. It was pretty cool. And hi, Tiano, who's watching this in the future. Why am I tired, bro? I literally just woke up.